So, are you ready to finally unlock the secret to speaking English with confidence? Well, believe it or not, it all starts right here with one simple but super powerful verb. Today, we're going to master the absolute foundation of the entire language. Let's jump right in.
I love this quote because it's just so true. Think about it this way. You can't build a strong house on a shaky foundation, right? Well, it's the exact same with English. Mastering this one verb is that crucial first step to building everything else. This isn't just another lesson. This is the very ground floor for every single conversation you're ever going to have.
And here's our game plan for the next few minutes. First, we'll talk about why this verb is basically the master key to English. Then we'll meet the who of our sentences, the pronouns. After that, we'll start actually building sentences. I'll show you a few common mistakes to dodge, and then you'll get your turn to practice. Simple and straight to the point.
So, what's the big deal with this one verb? Why is it so important? Well, just think about it for a second. How do you introduce yourself? I am. Or how do you say you're happy? I am happy. Or that you're a student. I am a student. Or even just where you are right now. I am at home. See, you need the verb to be for all of it. It really is the key that unlocks pretty much everything. Okay, this is a huge one. This is one of the biggest differences between English and a language like Spanish. You see, in Spanish, you could just say es alto, meaning is tall. But in English, that feels, well, incomplete. We're left wondering who is tall. We almost always need to say who or what we're talking about. So we have to say he is tall. This is a golden rule in English, so really let this one sink in. All right, so since we always need a subject, let's meet our very first set of building blocks, the pronouns. These are just the little words that tell us who we're talking about, so we don't have to keep saying John, John, John over and over again. Okay, let's practice these together. The best way to learn is just say them out loud. So repeat after me. Really focus on the sounds. Ready? I, like the letter I. You, just you. He, hi, like you're saying hello. She, make sure you get that soft sh sound. She. It. We. And. They. Awesome job. Seriously, these 7 words are about to become your new best friends in English. Okay, fantastic. We have our who, the pronouns. Now it's time to add the action. Let's bring in the verb to be and start putting these pieces together to build some real sentences. This is where it gets fun. Think of this part like a super simple matching game. And the best part? There are only 3 rules to remember. That's it. First rule, I is a total VIP. It always gets its own special verb, am. Always. Second rule, he, she, and it, this little group of 3, always pair up with is. And the last rule, you, we, and they always go with are. That's the whole game. 3 simple rules.
So here it is, the simple recipe for making a statement, for saying something is true. You start with your subject, your who. Then you add the right form of the verb to be, am, is, or are. And then you just add the rest of the information. Let's see it in action. Look at how perfectly these follow that recipe. I am a student. We've got our subject, I, our verb, am, and the rest. She is very happy. Subject, she, verb, is, and the rest. And they are in the office. Subject, they, verb, are, and the rest. You see that? It's simple, it's logical, it just works. But what if you want to say something isn't true? Well, it's actually incredibly simple. You just take our recipe and add one tiny word, not. And you just pop it right in there, right after the verb. That is the only change you have to make. Let's take a look. I am not a doctor. He is not tall. We are not sad. See, the structure is exactly the same as before. We just slide that little word not in there, and boom, we've completely flipped the meaning. It's fantastic. Okay, ready to ask some questions? Here's the magic trick. All you do is a little switcheroo. You just swap the position of the subject and the verb. So instead of saying you are, you flip it and say are you. The verb just jumps to the very front of the line. So let me ask you, are you a teacher? Now, how would you answer that? In English, we usually don't just say a blunt yes or no. To sound more natural, we use something called short answers. It's a really common, natural way to respond. And here's the easy formula for that. It's just yes or no, a little comma, the subject pronoun, and then the verb. So if someone asks you, are you a teacher? You'd say, yes, I am. Or if they ask, is it cold in the park? You could say, no, it is not. This is one of those small details that will make you sound so much more natural when you speak.
Okay, let's have a quick chat, just you and me. As your guide for this lesson, I want to give you a few personal tips, a few secrets to help you avoid the most common traps that beginners fall into. Think of this as your secret guide to sounding more natural way faster. First up, this one. It is so tempting to mix these up when you're starting out, but just burn this into your brain. I is special. I is the only one that gets to use am. So it's always I am. Always, always, always.
And here we are again, back to that golden rule. This is the perfect reminder. We just can't say is tall. If you say that to me, my first question is going to be, wait, who is tall? You have to tell us. You must say, he is tall or she is tall. Always include that subject. It's a non-negotiable in English. Now, this one is a little more subtle, but it's super important. When you're giving a positive, a yes short answer, you cannot use a contraction. You can't say, yes, I'm. You have to use the full form, yes, I am. It's a small difference, I know, but trust me, it makes a huge difference in how natural you sound. You know what? You've learned so much already. Seriously. Now it's time for the most important part of any lesson, practice. It's your turn to take all these new pieces and start building your very own English sentences. So, I've got two little missions for you to really make this stuff stick. First, take the new words you learned today and pop them into a flashcard app. And second, I want you to head down to the comments and write 4 sentences about yourself, just one of each kind we learned. You know, something like, I'm a student, I am not a doctor. Are you from the United States? My city is big. I'm really looking forward to reading what you write. And just like that, you've done it. Seriously, give yourself a huge pat on the back. That foundation for your English house that we talked about at the beginning, you've just laid it down and it is solid. Now, all you have to do is keep practicing, keep learning, and keep building on top of it. You did an excellent job today.